Well, hey there. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Quick Bite History Live, where we try to have a little fun with history. We are very happy to be here this evening. You can catch us on both Wednesday and Sunday evenings these days. Tonight, we are pleased to present 4 different shows in one. We will roll out our robots for 4 exciting lightning rounds of digital speed dating. First, we'll be presenting 10 most famous Star Wars characters. It's pretty easy. Then we'll go with 10 greatest world conquerors to get back into a little history. And then we'll have 10 visionary civil rights leaders. And then finally, we'll have 10 most influential philosophers of Western thought. And that one should be a little challenging. So good luck as we get into that. Now, each of these are 10 subject, 12 to 15-minute rounds each. And if you stick around at the end, we'll have a little chat about upcoming projects and that sort of thing. So if you haven't checked in yet, please do check in the chat. That would be awesome. Say hello, and we'll get our first round going over here. Hey, Arena, how you doing? All right, let's get going with our first round of Robot Speed Painting. Now remember, the first category is most famous Star Wars characters. And you know the rules. Robots paint. You guess. So here we go. He was raised on a desert planet far from the center of the galaxy. He discovered that his father was a powerful figure on the opposite side of the conflict. Told you they'd be easy. He trained with a wise, small, green mentor to become a Jedi. He helped destroy a massive space station known as the Death Star. He is the main protagonist of the original Star Wars trilogy. Who am I? Who is that? You guys know. You guys know who this is. I think the robots did an excellent job of painting Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker's journey from farm boy to Jedi Knight is a central story in the Star Wars saga. Luke, join me in the dark side, Luke. Speak of the devil, he was once a Jedi Knight before turning to the dark side of the Force. We know who this is. He wears a black suit that helps him breathe, and it enhances his strength. He wields a red lightsaber and is feared throughout the galaxy. His real name is Anakin Skywalker, father of Luke and Leia. Who knows who this one is? It's pretty easy. He is one of the most iconic villains in film history. You know. That's right. This is Darth Vader. Darth Vader's fall and redemption are key elements in the Star Wars story. There he is, Darth Vader. Darth. Everybody got that one, I'm sure. All right, next up. Told you this first round is easy. We're just working you into this thing. She is a leader in the Rebel Alliance, fighting against the Galactic Empire. She was adopted by a royal family on a peaceful planet. She is the twin sister of a central Jedi character. She is known for her bravery, intelligence, and iconic hairstyle. Yes, she is. She played a key role in the original Star Wars trilogy. Help me, Obi-Wan. You're our only hope. Help me. Help us. Who knows who this is? You don't remember her last name, though? I didn't actually remember her last name. This is Princess Leia. Princess Leia Organa. Princess Leia Organa is a symbol of courage and resilience in the Star Wars universe. Princess Leia. All right. You'll know the next one. He is one of the oldest and wisest Jedi Masters in the galaxy. He speaks in a unique, inverted syntax. He does. Many Jedi he trained, including Luke Skywalker. He is small in size, but possesses immense power of the Force, or in the Force. He is a key figure in the Star Wars saga, particularly in the prequel and the original trilogies. Hey, what's up? Shitsu Not, yeah. This is indeed Yoda. We're starting off with an easy round. I've been accused of being too difficult lately, so we're starting with an easy round tonight. Yes, indeed, this is Yoda. Yoda's wisdom and mastery of the Force make him a revered figure in the Star Wars lore. Yoda. Starting easy, and then we'll get harder. Okay, we're doing famous Star Wars characters tonight on this first round. He is a smuggler and becomes a hero of the Rebel Alliance. He pilots a ship known for making the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. That is a classic line, right? He has a loyal Wookiee co-pilot and friend. He famously declares, "I know," when his love interest confesses her feelings. I don't really remember that part. I know. He is one of the central characters in the original Star Wars trilogy. Who is this? There you go. That is correct. Yeah, we'll have a hard round at the end tonight. We're going to have philosophers of the Western tradition. So that should challenge you tonight. And before that, we'll have kind of heroes of the civil rights movement. So that'll be hard. That's right. Han Solo, his roguish charm and heroism have made him a fan favorite of the Star Wars story. All right, who else do we have left in the Star Wars story? This guy served as a mentor of both father and son in the Skywalker family. He fought in the Clone Wars and played a pivotal role in the rise of the Empire. I said pivotal correct tonight. He often goes by the name Ben when he's in hiding. He is known for his wisdom and mastery of the lightsaber. He is a central figure in both the prequel and original Star Wars trilogy. This is him from the prequel, I guess, when he's younger. There you go. You've got it. And yes, this is him from the prequel as opposed to the first three trilogy. Who's the actor? Do you know the actor? Ewan McGregor, who I love. He rides a motorcycle around the world. Great series. If you ever get to see that on, I don't know what it's on now. I think it was on Prime. Something about around the world. Anyway, Ewan McGregor. Obi-Wan Kenobi. All right, everybody will know this character. He is an astromechanic droid with a distinctive dome-shaped head. Yes, he does. He has been present at many critical moments in galactic history. He often saves the day with his resourcefulness and his bravery. He is loyal to the Skywalker family and their allies. Everybody knows. He communicates through beeps and whistles. That's right, he doesn't talk, does he? He can play a tape, though. R2-D2 is a beloved character and plays a crucial role in the Star Wars series. R2. Easy round, isn't it? Okay, we're warming up. Getting you guys loose. Getting you ready to guess. R2-D2. I think the robots did good. Robots always draw good other robots, right? Yes, of course they would. Oh, there's something new. There's the Elon Musk AI has Grok. It can draw things now, which that's news. We'll probably use Grok to do some more pictures. Anyway, this guy is a protocol droid. He is known for his cautious and somewhat fussy personality. Somewhat. Yes, somewhat. Yes. He has been dismantled and reassembled many times. Yes, he was. He often provides comic relief with his worrying and complaining. He is a companion to R2-D2 and a key figure in the Star Wars saga. There he is. You got it. C-3PO. You got to get that correct. C-3PO. His interactions with R2-D2 add humor and heart to Star Wars films. Yes, they do. And once again, our robots know how to draw other robots very well. Yes. And I bet even Grok could do it. All right. We're up to number 9 already, and we've only got a couple characters left. He is a Wookiee from the planet. Oh, I didn't know the planet name. Here, I'm going to try to pronounce it. Kashyyyk. And Kashyyyk has 3 Y's. Kashyyyk. He is fiercely loyal and has a strong sense of honor. He communicates in growls and roars, understood only by his close friends. That's right. Chewie. That is correct. He serves as the co-pilot of the Millennium Falcon. There's the first mention of the old ship, Millennium Falcon. As a kid, I guess I wasn't a kid. I would have been a young adult, I guess, when Star Wars came out. I had a bottle of the Millennium Falcon. Maybe I had it for my kid. Can't remember. He is a close friend and ally to Han Solo. That's right. Everybody's buddy, Chewbacca. Chewbacca's bravery and loyalty have made him an enduring character in the Star Wars universe. Okay, last one in the easy Star Wars category. He rose to power by manipulating both sides of a galactic conflict. He is a master of the dark side of the Force. He transforms the Republic into the Galactic Empire. So, kind of like in ancient Rome, went from Republic to Empire. Kind of like that. Who knows who this is? He also went by the name Darth Sidious. Darth Sidious. He is responsible for the fall of the Jedi Order. Bad man. Bad man. He's the primary antagonist in the Star Wars saga, particularly in the prequel and the original trilogy. That's correct. He was both the senator and I guess later the emperor. Emperor Palpatine. Emperor Palpatine's cunning and ambition make him one of the most formidable villains in the Star Wars universe. All right, well, that was a pretty easy round. You guys all got all of those, I assume. Very good. So the next round is 10 greatest world conquerors. So some might be easy and some might be a little harder. Anyway, so we'll start with those. 10 greatest world conquerors. You know the rules. Our robots paint, you guess. He became king at a young age after the assassination of his father. He never lost a battle in his 13-year career. Only 13 years. His empire stretched from Greece to Egypt and into northwest India. That is incorrect. He named many cities after himself. And the most famous was in Egypt. He is often regarded as one of the history's greatest military minds. Who knows who this is? This is Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great's conquest reshaped the ancient world and spread Greek culture far and wide. Yeah, Alexander the Great. Alexandria was the city in Egypt, of course. This next guy was quite a conqueror as well. He united the Mongol tribes under his leadership. His empire became the largest contiguous land empire in history. His forces were known for their discipline, speed, and military tactics. Who knows who this one is? Our robots are getting better at the paintings too, I think. They're learning how to do it. He conquered vast territories across Asia and into Europe. He is remembered as the founder of the Mongol Empire. There you go, you got it. There he is. Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan's military genius and ruthless tactics made him a formidable conqueror. They did. When the story about he sent cats that were on fire into the city to conquer the city, launched flaming cats into the inner city. That's ruthless. All right, next up. This conqueror was part of a powerful Roman political alliance known as the First Triumvirate. He famously crossed the Rubicon, igniting a civil war in Rome. He expanded Roman territory through the conquest of Gaul. Who knows what Gaul is? The other name for Gaul. Gaul is pretty much France. Yes, this was the Julius Caesar answer. Always hang on to your answers from previous ones because they do come up. He played a critical role in the transition from Roman Republic to Roman Empire. Julius Caesar's leadership and ambition had a lasting impact on Roman history. Yes, they did. And he was Cleopatra's boyfriend. her first Roman boyfriend. Yes. All right, world conquerors. We do the painting, you do the guessing. Next up, this gentleman rose to prominence during the French Revolution. He became emperor of the French and sought to dominate all of Europe. His legal reforms, known as the Napoleonic Code, influenced legal systems worldwide. I'd say that was a pretty good clue. There you go. These aren't too hard, are they? His invasion of Russia marked the beginning of his downfall. He was ultimately defeated at the Battle of Waterloo. You guys have it. Yes, indeed. This is Napoleon. Did you guys see the movie? The recent movie? I didn't see it yet. Is it going to be on like HBO or something? I don't think it's anywhere yet, is it? I'd like to see it. Napoleon's military campaigns and political reforms reshaped Europe and left a lasting legacy. Napoleon. There he is, Battle of Waterloo. Didn't he have to go live on an island or something after that? I think they banished him to an island. Next up. Okay, now this one was a little less known. I didn't know this till I did the research on this. He founded the Achaemenid Empire. Sorry. It was the first Persian empire. That helps. He is known for his respect for cultures and religions of the lands he conquered. He respected the places he took over. Not enough to not take it over, but anyway. He freed the Jewish people from the Babylonian captivity. Everybody know who this is? This is a little more obscure. His empire extended from the Balkans to the Indus Valley. Pretty big empire. The first Persian empire. He is remembered as a just and benevolent ruler. How about that? Not many of those back then. There you go. Yeah, I should sue not. You got it. This indeed is Cyrus the Great. His conquests and policies of tolerance made him a revered figure in history. Okay, another obscure one for you. He claimed descent from Genghis Khan. He founded the Timurid Empire, which stretched all across Central Asia. His conquests were accompanied by great destruction and brutality, but not like Cyrus. This guy was destructive and brutal. He sought to restore the Mongol Empire, a little bit more in Genghis's build. He built the city of Samarkand. Probably not saying that right. Samarkand as the capital of his empire. Anybody know where Samarkand is? Samarkand? Anybody know who this is? This is a guy named Tamerlane. Tamerlane's legacy as a conqueror is marked by both his military success and the devastation he left in his wake. So he tore things up. Tamerlane. Learn something every day on Quick Bite History. That's right. We learn stuff occasionally. All right, you guys know this next one. He ruled a vast empire that stretched from Ural River to the Danube. He was known as the Scourge of God for his invasions of the Roman Empire. He united the Huns and other tribes under his leadership. Who knows this one? His forces sacked cities across Europe, spreading fear and destruction. He is often depicted as one of history's most fearsome barbarian leaders. What name is associated with the barbarians? Besides Conan. Conan the Barbarian is the incorrect answer. This is his buddy. You guys know. This is Attila. Attila the Hun's invasion significantly weakened the Roman Empire, contributing to its eventual fall. Attila the Hun. There he is. Attila. Okay, number 8. This guy was crowned Emperor of the Romans by the Pope in 800 AD. So there's the key clue, 800 AD. He united much of Western Europe under his rule. He promoted education and the arts in what became known as the Carolinian Renaissance. Or Carolingian Renaissance. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. I'm going to have to look that one up. His empire's foundations were part of modern France and Germany. He is often called the Father of Europe. Who knows who this is? The Father of Europe. Leader of the Holy Roman Empire, 800 AD. This is Charlemagne. Not that Charlemagne, a different Charlemagne. Charlemagne's reign marked the revival of the Roman Empire in the West and spread of Christianity through Europe. Charlemagne. You're not going to forget that one now. Okay, we've got 2 more. And you do know both these names, but we'll see if you can put them in context. He was a Carthaginian. He was a Carthaginian general known for his tactical brilliance. He famously crossed the Alps with elephants to invade Italy and Rome. He won several key battles against the Romans, including the Battle of Cannae. Or Cannae. I don't know how you pronounce that. Cannae. His campaign in Italy lasted over a decade, threatening the very heart of Rome. He is regarded as one of history's greatest military commanders. There you go. You've got this one. That is correct. The elephants over the Alps is the way I remember this guy. Hannibal's daring strategies and audacious campaigns have made him a legendary figure in military history. Who knows Hannibal's last name or Hannibal's full name? Hannibal Barca. Hannibal Barca. There you go. Learn something every day on Quick Bite History. Okay, last of the world conquerors. And that's a clue. He was born the illegitimate son of the Duke of Normandy. He claimed the English throne after the death of Edward the Confessor. I love some of those names. Edward the Confessor. He led the Norman invasion of England in 1066. He secured his rule by building numerous castles, including the Tower of London. This That was a castle building. He is known for his victory at the Battle of Hastings. We've heard of that. This is the guy. This is the guy. That guy. Illegitimate son of the Duke of Normandy. Who knows? That's not it. I don't know who that is, but that is not it. This is William the Conqueror. William the Conqueror's conquest of England in 1066 changed the course of English history. All right. Well, so that's halfway through, guys, and that means I have to load a second video file. So that. And then we'll get going on the second half. The next category is 10 visionary civil rights leaders. So they get harder as we go. Kind of start easy, work our way into it. Now, this first one's pretty easy. He was a Baptist minister who became the most visible leader of the civil rights movement. He was inspired by Mahatma Gandhi's principles of nonviolent resistance. He led the Montgomery bus boycott, a pivotal, I didn't say it good that time, a pivotal event in the fight against segregation. Yes, of course, you guys have it. He delivered the famous I Have a Dream speech during the March on Washington. He was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. That's right. You guys have this. He had a dream. Martin Luther King Jr., his leadership and advocacy for nonviolent protests were crucial in advancing civil rights in the United States. So there you go. That was an easy one. Get you warmed up. Now we're going to get a little harder. But they're all known. All these figures are known. She worked as a seamstress before becoming a symbol of the civil rights movement. She was arrested for refusing to give up her seat to a white person on a Montgomery bus. Her act of defiance sparked the Montgomery bus boycott. Who knows who this is? She worked closely with Martin Luther King Jr. and other civil rights leaders. She is often called the mother of the civil rights movement. That's right, you got it. I don't remember exactly what you look like. I don't know if Robots got this one right on the button or not. What do you guys think? Robots did okay or no? Rosa Parks, her courageous stand against segregation became a defining moment in the struggle for civil rights. Rosa Parks. There she is. All right, moving on. Leaders of the civil rights movement. We paint, you guys guess. He was born as Malcolm Little, but later changed his surname to X, much like the Twitter, to signify his lost African heritage. He was a prominent figure in the Nation of Islam before breaking away to form his own organization. He advocated for black empowerment and self-defense. He traveled to Mecca and changed his views on race and brotherhood. He was a powerful orator and a controversial figure in the civil rights movement. I think you have it, yes. Not Malcolm Max, but Malcolm X. Yes. Malcolm X activism and advocacy for Black empowerment continue to influence movements for racial justice even today. Malcolm X. All right, that was number 3. We're on to number 4 in the civil rights leaders. This guy was a leader in African National Congress. He fought against apartheid in South Africa. He was imprisoned for 27 years for his activism. He was released in 1990 and led negotiations to dismantle apartheid. You're playing robot speed painting while driving. That's impressive. That is indeed impressive. He became South Africa's first Black president in 1994. He was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts to achieve racial reconciliation. Yes, you have it, of course. This is Nelson Mandela, of course. Nelson Mandela's dedication to justice and equality made him a global symbol of the fight against oppression. Nelson Mandela. Liked soccer too. Soccer player. Or was it rugby? Rugby. Next up, he was born into slavery, but escaped to freedom in the North. He became a leading voice in the abolitionist movement. He's got some crazy hair. He published an autobiography detailing his experience as a slave. He was a powerful orator who advocated for the rights of African Americans and also for women. He met with Abraham Lincoln to discuss the treatment of Black soldiers during the Civil War. Who knows who this is? Back in the Civil War days. This is Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass's eloquence and activism made him one of the most influential abolitionists in American history. Frederick Douglass. There he is. Next up, civil rights leaders. She was born into slavery in New York, but gained her freedom in 1826. Early on, she became an outspoken advocate for abolition and women's rights. Who knows this one? She delivered the famous "Ain't I a Woman" speech. I'm not sure I'm aware of that speech. At a women's rights convention. Ain't I a woman? I think I said that good. She worked to recruit Black troops for the Union Army during the Civil War. She was a powerful speaker and a tireless advocate for justice. Who knows who this is? This is not Mary McLeod Bethune, but good guess. And you don't need to save that answer for later. Good guess, though. What's up, Jen? This is Sojourner Truth. Sojourner Truth's activism and speeches made her a key figure in both the abolitionist and women's rights movements, both of them. All right, changing gears a little bit, this guy co-founded the United Farm Workers Union to fight for the rights of farm laborers. He organized strikes and boycotts to demand better wages and working conditions. He was influenced by the nonviolent principles of Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King. He led the historic Delano grape strike and boycott. There you go. You got it. You got it. In case you didn't know, we're doing civil rights leaders. Robots are doing the painting and you're doing the guessing. He is remembered for his motto, Si se puede. Yes, it can be done. Si se puede. Cesar Chavez's leadership in the farm labor movement brought national attention to the plight of the agricultural workers. There he is, Cesar Chavez. You got it. Okay, we got 3 more in this category. She escaped from slavery and became a leading conductor on the Underground Railroad. She led hundreds of slaves to freedom through a network of safe houses. She served as a spy and a scout for the Union Army during the Civil War. Wow. You got the last name correct, Shih Tzu, but not the first name. It's not a Marion. Kind of rhymes with it almost, but not quite. She was known as Moses to lead people to freedom. She was a tireless advocate for abolition and women's rights. There you go, Jansen. Yes, Harriet Tubman. Yes. Harriet Tubman's courage and determination made her a legendary figure in the fight against slavery. Very good, Harriet Tubman. I can remember Marianne too. I can see where you got that. The brain kind of remembers it that way. All right, next up. I actually hadn't heard of this guy in this context. He was the first African American to earn a PhD from Harvard University. He co-founded the NAACP and served as the director of publicity and research. He was a vocal advocate extensively on the subject. He was a leading intellectual of the Harlem Renaissance. Now, I've heard of that. That might be the subject of a movie that I should do. The Harlem Renaissance. Who knows? Who knows who this one is? No. He advocated for Pan-Africanism and the unity of people of African descent. This guy's got an interesting first name. His first name is W.E.B. Du Bois. W.E.B. Du Bois. His contributions to civil rights movement and African American scholarship were profound. Okay, last one, and you'll know this one. He was a leading civil rights lawyer and argued before the Supreme Court many times. He successfully argued the landmark case Brown versus Board of Education, which ended racial segregation in public schools. Who knows this one? He became the first African American Supreme Court justice. He served on the Supreme Court for 24 years, advocating for civil rights and justice. Who knows? Incorrect. He was a key figure in the legal fight against racial discrimination. Anybody remember his name? First black Supreme Court justice, African American. Who knows? Any more guesses? Thurgood Marshall. Thurgood Marshall's legal victories and his tenure at the Supreme Court had a lasting impact on the civil rights in the United States. And that ends that round, you guys. So that was almost a perfect mix, right? Some of them were a little easy, some of them were pretty hard, a few names we hadn't heard of. So that's the goal right there, is to have that kind of mix right there. Anyway, okay, the easy stuff's over. The fourth round is going to be hard. Fourth round is most influential philosophers of Western thought. Now, it might start out easy. He left no writings of his own, but his ideas were preserved by his students. He was a stonemason by trade before becoming a philosopher. He wandered the streets of Athens, engaging in dialogue with anyone who would sit and listen. He was sentenced to death for corrupting the youth of Athens. Yes, he did. Who knows who this is? There you go. You've got it already. This is the grandfather of all philosophy, the father. He famously declared that the unexamined life is not worth living. Corrupted the youth of Athens. Yes, he did. Socrates is considered one of the founders of the Western philosophy and is known for his method of questioning. Socrates. Now, Socrates had some students, and we'll have a couple of those students in the next one's up. Again, we're doing influential philosophers of the Western tradition. This guy was a student of a man who never wrote anything down. Socrates. He founded the Academy of Athens. This guy founded the Academy of Athens, one of the earliest institutions of higher learning. He wrote dialogues featuring the mentor as the main character. Who was Socrates' student? His most famous works outlined a vision of a just society ruled by philosopher kings. Remember that idea? Philosopher kings. He is the author of The Republic. The Republic, which I've actually tried to read or listen to as a book on tape. Challenging, for sure. Who is this? This is Plato. Plato's philosophical ideas have shaped Western thought for centuries. Plato. one of Socrates' students. There he is. Plato. Okay, and I have another one of his students. This guy studied under a philosopher who founded the Academy of Athens. So actually it went Socrates, Plato, and then this guy. He became a tutor to a future conqueror of the known world. So this was Alexander's tutor. His writings covered a vast range of topics, all the way from biology to metaphysics. He founded his own school called the Lyceum. He is known for his works, Nicomachean Ethics. I'm not sure what that means. Nicomachean Ethics and Politics. Who knows who this is? Well-known, gentlemen. This is Aristotle. Aristotle's work laid the groundwork for much of Western science and philosophy. How about that? Aristotle. There he is. They all kind of look the same. They all gray hair and beards. and they all corrupt the youth of Athens. All right, let's jump. Let's jump out of Greece. This guy is often called the father of modern philosophy. He was also a mathematician and scientist, contributing to the development of analytical geometry. He spent much of his life in the Dutch Republic. Who knows who this is? He sought to doubt everything in order to find a foundation of certain knowledge. He is famous for the phrase, "I think, therefore I am." This is the guy. This is the guy that did that. I think, therefore I am. Who knows? Who remembers? No, it's not Sir Isaac Newton. Oh, Sir Isaac Newton was a bit of a philosopher, but not really, I don't think. This is Descartes. Descartes' ideas set the stage for the development of modern nationalism and science. Oh, interesting. All right, these names all do sound familiar. We just don't know what they're famous for. This guy spent his entire academic career in his hometown, never traveling. Interesting. He developed a complex philosophical system dealing with the human perception and knowledge. He developed a big system. He was a major figure in the Enlightenment. He is known for his moral philosophy, which emphasizes duty and categorical imperative. There's that old categorical imperative. His works include Critique of Pure Reason and Groundwork for Metaphysics of Morals. The Metaphysics of Morals. So this is the guy. Not Shakespeare. Who knows who this is? Key figure in Enlightenment. Never left his hometown. Critique of Pure Reason. This is Immanuel Kant. This is the Kant guy. Kant's philosophy deeply influenced modern thought, particularly in ethics and epistemology. Kant. There's lots of reading you could do on Kant. Next up, related to America a little bit. He was a physician by training, but his writings made him famous in another field. He wrote about the human mind as a blank slate at birth. His ideas were influential in the development of political philosophy, particularly the United States of America. He argued for the separation of church and state. Everybody should know this if they don't. If they don't, do some reading on this guy. He is often called the father of liberalism. Liberalism? Who is it? This is John Locke. John Locke's ideas on government and individual rights laid the foundation for modern democratic thought. This is the guy. Another one of these guys. Right? Here's another guy. This guy wrote critical works that challenge traditional European morality and religion. His philosophy included the concept of Übermensch or Overman. Yeah, a lot of people blame him for some of Hitler's ideas, right? He declared that God is dead, challenging the foundations of Western religion. His work influenced existentialism and postmodernism. He authored the book Thus Spoke Zarathustra. Zarathustra. Who knows who this is? I bet you know this one. Actually, this is not Thomas Paine. This is a German dude. This is Nietzsche, Friedrich Nietzsche. Friedrich Nietzsche's philosophy remains influential and controversial, often challenging established norms and beliefs. Nietzsche. All right, we got three more famous philosophers of the Western tradition. This guy was central figure of the Scottish Enlightenment. Didn't know there was such a thing. I didn't know they were ever enlightened in Scotland. I don't know Scots. I think I have some Scot blood in me. He questioned the certainty of knowledge and the nature of cause and effect. His writings on religion were considered highly controversial. He argued that human knowledge is primarily derived from experience. Yes, Mel Gibson is a good guess. Mel Gibson's a good guess. He wrote an He wrote an inquiry concerning human understanding. That's the name of the book. An inquiry concerning human understanding. Kind of a generic title, I think. Pretty famous guy. Who knows? Who knows who this is? This is David Hume. Some of these guys you guys should follow up on. I love reading about philosophy. I used to read philosophy all the time. Hume's empiricism, I don't even know how to say that, and skepticism had a profound impact on modern philosophy, particularly in epistemology. Two more. This guy believed that civilization corrupts the natural goodness of humanity. So he thought like people that lived in basic tribes were okay, and then once they got in a city, they were horrible people. He wrote about the importance of education and childbearing. His ideas were influential in the development of modern political thought. He argued that society should be governed by the general will. He authored The Social Contract. There's probably some interesting reading from this guy. I think we all need to follow up on this once you know his name. You want to Google it and get something to read on this guy. This is Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Jean-Jacques Rousseau's ideas about society and government were influential in both the French Revolution and in modern political theory. Jean-Jacques Rousseau. There you go. There he is. Jean-Jacques. Jean-Jacques. All right, last one of the category and of the evening and everything. This guy was a central figure in existentialism and phenomenology. He wrote about the nature of being and human existence. His ideas are often considered complex and challenging to interpret. I bet. No doubt. His ideas are often considered complex. His work influenced a wide range of fields, including philosophy, literature, and theology. He authored Being and Time. If you want to Google that real quick, he authored Being and Time. At first, I thought this was the guy that had the thing about the cat in the box and whether it's really there or really not there. And one thing is dead, and one thing is alive. It's not the same guy. This is Martin Heidegger. Martin Heidegger, as opposed to the cat guy. Heidegger's exploration of existence and being continues to be a central topic in contemporary philosophy. Right, you guys made it through that, and hopefully we all learned quite a bit in that last category. And that's it for the evening. So again, thank you guys for joining me. If you guys have any ideas on categories, feel free to send me a note about that or put a comment at the bottom of this thing. Um, I don't know if you guys. Does anybody here have a preference for Wednesday or Sunday nights? If we switch back to one night, is Wednesday or Sunday better, or do you definitely want both nights still? I'm thinking about switching back. This is a little much for me perhaps to do it 2 nights a week, but, if you guys really like it 2 nights a week, I can keep doing it. So, anyway, if there's a preference on Sunday or Wednesday, do let me know that. Feel free to send me a note or put a comment somewhere or whatever, that'd be great. Otherwise, I will thank everybody for being here tonight and say good night and take it easy and have a good week and all that. So good night.